You want to know something? I don't care if this video gets 12 views. I'm having fun. I'm having fun talking. Maybe there's one person out there that cares to listen. And maybe it'll help inspire them to get out and have their own adventures. I'm certainly going to do that vicariously for some of you. Maybe I can help you with a few tips. I used to be a gear specialist at an outdoor store, so I started to get into good gear that actually worked. But I'm also against overpriced, name brand, show-offy gear where you can get gear for half price that does the same thing. I find a value ratio that you could take the highest, most expensive piece of gear that actually does what you want, go to a little less well-known, sort of reputable brand with less market share, and get a similar piece of gear that's going to do just quite well for really probably half the cost when there's a sale or a special. If you go any lower than that, guess what I'm saying is you don't need the $400 tent. $210 tent will do just well for you for several years and probably perform just as well. But if you go down to the $100 tent, you're probably going to be unhappy. Same thing with rain jackets. About a $400 rain jacket. Get a $200 rain jacket and do just well for you. If you're looking at the $200 rain jacket, it's probably a name brand for lesser known or on sale for $100, and again, you're set. It depends on where your need level is. Identify what you need and then look at all the alternatives, compare, do your homework. Tell you what, one area not to skimp: water. That's why I'm so adamant about good water purification methods, whether it's boiling with still throwing some chlorine dioxide tablets in there afterwards, or well, actually I'd boil and filter. It all depends on what you're doing though. If you're freezing, it'd be hard to filter. Boiling may be the key, but there's nothing better than for me than just scooping a bottle of water up with my gray ale in the spring and the summer and the fall, plunging it like a French press, having some nice, cool, fresh, safe water to drink. Easy peasy. Hey, I haven't fallen. Well, there goes my 1,000,000 views. All right, that was interesting. Hey, look, a path as I step into another hole. I'm gonna go to the main fishing hole. There were 2 guys there. Looks like they might have left in the rain. I'm not that intelligent. Let's go see if there's still fish. The truly sad part is I'm really enjoying this. Most people would think nowadays that, wow, I could be sitting at home on the couch watching a streaming service, drinking coffee, eating potato chips, watching adventure on the screen. Maybe those same people go on vacation once a year and maybe they do some cool stuff like skiing or boating or kayaking, and they get out once a year. I'd love to do that, but to me, it's whenever you can get out and even do this small stuff, adds more joy to your life because you're connected with nature. You're getting exercise. You're breathing hopefully fresh air, and you're having an adventure. Gee, I don't know, a skunk could pop out right there right now. Be really bad, but again, that's part of the excitement. To be honest with you, I have more fear driving around on some of our streets than I do being alone 60 some miles in the woods in the middle of a forest. The animals there kind of have a code of rules. Don't bother them, they don't bother you. Just make sure you don't get between a mama bear and her cubs. Avoid any large feline tracks, and you're good. But you also got to be careful. Hey, look, I was right. Everybody left. It was only me and you. And of course the big guy. All right, we're coming to the main hole. Now, since nobody's here, this is probably where I'll fall. Means one of three things. One, everybody left because of the rain. Two, everybody fished this out and there are no fish. Three, there are fish, but nothing is biting. Welcome to the main hole off the bridge at Rick Road. Lost 2 spinners in here so far. Not happy about that. If the water was warmer when I did, or there weren't other fishermen, or I had my waders, I would have gone in after them. I once tied a rope to the side of a highway when I was 18, rappelled down it into a stream. I think the statute of limitations is gone on that. It's about 40 years ago. And went into the forest myself after a camping trip on a friend's family's land, where I left a really good Army Linzana compass on a log. Knew exactly where it was. Couldn't get back the normal way, so I took matters in my own hands. I'll still do that today. I will go out of my way. Hey, look, space blankets float. Go out of my way to retrieve a piece of gear. I won't kill myself for it, or at least not intentionally, but my gear is like my friend. I buy the stuff at work, you take care of it, it takes care of you. And you also got to have the right stuff. I will be amazed if I get a bite. Now it's getting even nicer out. Nothing. Main hole's over here. You know what I find really relaxing? Combining hiking with fishing. I love, as long as you, again, don't slip and fall, walking through a stream in the summer. And believe me, the fish have all the advantages. They really do. They can hear you coming. They can smell you. Yeah, fish have smell. At least I believe they do. Maybe scientifically wrong, but they can see your shadow. really just getting out here, finding out what works for you. Now there's a problem, and I could tell in that cast. See that right there? Somehow, as I impale myself with a fish hook, that wrapped around. Look at that. You could tell by the spin that there's just something not right there. And again, that comes with experience. Two things I'm dreading the most: refolding the space blanket and editing this video. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm just learning what I'm doing. Don't have the best tools, but it gives me a way to share, again, my camping. Maybe I should have called it my outdoor adventures. Everybody always used to joke with me I should film myself doing what I do normally, and I'd make $1 million. Maybe I should have started this channel 10 years ago. Maybe I would have paid for my son's college, but hey, no harm, no foul. I'm doing it now. And thank you for coming along on the ride. Even if it's all 12 of you. Look at that. Well, try 1 or 2 more casts. I think we'll call it a morning. Depending on how this video goes, how successful I am uploading it, I may do a hiking adventure. What? Nothing. I'm gonna try a few more casts. That's the thing, fishing's kind of a little bit like gambling. You always want to try 1 more cast. Think you're gonna get lucky, but you gotta read the signs. Generally, if in about 10 or 15 minutes things don't change, they're probably not gonna. Fish also bite earlier rather than later, and at dusk more than noon right now. Oop. So I'm gonna call this a wrap. Try and figure out how to turn the camera off with my iPhone, which is still dry, by the way. Thankfully still in my pocket. And see if I can put a video up.